Princess Beatrice was pictured looking downcast in Chelsea today after her dad was sensationally cut adrift from royal life following a showdown with the Queen. Prince Andrew, 61, was stripped of his royal patronages and military titles after the monarch held an hour-long summit with Charles and William at Windsor Castle. Beatrice was seen keeping a low profile as she picked up a coffee and looked at the sails with her baby on the King's Road in West London on Friday. Her dad is facing a possible sex case trial in the US and sources say he will never again return to public life. Her Majesty reportedly made the decision to strip him of his HRH title on Wednesday after a meeting with her eldest son and the Duke of Cambridge. Andrew, who vehemently denies the accusations, will now have to face his trial as a negation ordinary citizen. A source close to Andrew said he will battle on in his civil case with Ms. Giuffre. Andrew is seeking an out-of-court settlement from Ms. Giuffre. It could be up to £10 million, the amount he will get from selling his chalet in Verbier, Switzerland. Royal experts said Beatrice and a number of other royal figures close to the Duke, but not involved in the case, could be called to give evidence if it goes to court. On Thursday, he was seen being driven from his house near Windsor Castle, west of London, an AFP photographer said. More than 150 Royal Navy, Royal Air Force and British Army veterans wrote to the Queen, calling on her to strip Andrew of his ranks and titles in the armed forces. The 95-year-old head of state is Commander-in-Chief of the Army, Navy and Air Force. Were this any other senior military officer, it is inconceivable that he would still be in post, they wrote in a joint letter made public by the anti-monarchy pressure group Republic. Officers of the British Armed Forces must adhere to the very highest standards of probity, honesty and honourable conduct. These are standards which Prince Andrew has fallen well short of, they said, adding that he had brought the services he is associated with into disrepute. Senior members of the British royal family have typically been appointed as honorary heads of military units, with the Queen's approval. Andrew was honorary colonel of the Grenadier Guards, whose soldiers guard Buckingham Palace in their distinctive bearskin hats and red tunics. Royal patronages are associations with charities and other organizations. For a monarchy beset by crises, 2022 was meant to celebrate Elizabeth II's 70 years on the throne, with parades, pageants and public holidays. William was reportedly a key figure in the judgment to remove Andrew's royal patronages and military titles, and helped his grandmother realize his position was grave. Both he and Charles are said to be in complete agreement that Andrew must go, and were completely furious after he crossed a red line, The Sun exclusively reported. Andrew, who looked ashen-faced as he was driven in to see his mother, is understood to have been stunned by the move. Insiders said the decision to reduce the royal, often called her favorite son, to a private citizen was one of the hardest in the Queen's 70 years on the throne. It follows talks within the family about the growing problem of the Andrew issue. Prince Andrew's downfall has been a long time coming but was delayed due to the protection he has been given throughout his life thanks to being the Queen's favorite, a royal expert has claimed. In November last year the Duke of York, 60, was forced to step down from his royal duties amid the scandal over his friendship with the late pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Earlier this week he launched an extraordinary public fight back after U.S. authorities made a formal request for him to be quizzed over the affair. Nigel Cawthorne, author of Prince Andrew, Epstein and the Palace, said Andrew led a charmed life before his infamous car crash Newsnight interview with Emily Maitlis, but his downfall has been a long time coming. It has been long delayed by the protection he has been given him throughout his life, he wrote in The Telegraph. Known as a child for his temper tantrums, even the imperious Prince Philip called Andrew the boss. But he was always his mother's favorite. The Queen has always stood behind her son and still feels immensely proud of him. He wrote in The Telegraph, whenever she hears Andrew is by himself in Buckingham Palace, she sends him a handwritten note and he'll change into a suit and goes up to see her. He'll greet her with a bow, kissing her hand and both her cheeks.